Oh, that's better. I don't know how they do that with those masks on. Anyway, I'm high atop a beautiful structure in the middle of Shenyang Park, and today I'm going to show you guys the top 5 ways that I get around Shenyang, China, so please stay tuned. So up first is Mobike, the share bike scheme out here in Shenyang, and it's a very simple premise. You get your mobile phone and you scan a bike in your local area. You'll see the scan codes that will be on the front of your bike, or they'll be on the back of your bike as well. And if all that fails, they have a long code on the side, and once you scan it and enter into your phone, you'll hear a sound like this. Not only is this a fun way to see the city, but it's also, of course, a very healthy way to get in shape. Mobike has taken advantage of this and started to make an incentive scheme, which I'm going to put a picture up just over there. So every time that you ride, you gain something like loyalty points, and you can use them towards things that you want to buy on their website as well. So you got to that point where you've ridden a bike around Shenyang and it's freezing cold and your hands can't handle it anymore, so you got to find a cooler way to get around, and Shenyang has the answer. Up next is the trams in Shenyang. Okay, so this is a map showing you, wait, hold on, let me explain something first. You need one of these multi-passes to get around Shenyang, so it's either a bus or a train or a tram. You got one of these passes, you need them, get them from the train station. This is showing the map from north to south and east to west that is covered by the electric trams in Shenyang. So this is the view from the tram, which I'm going to show you now. On the tram, you have tram minders who basically go on the tram and they make sure that everybody's behaving and no random kids come up and start punching people in the face and all that kind of fun stuff. So funny though, because my wife just jumped on the bus and on the tram, and as she was doing that, she got accosted by one of these women saying that she shouldn't be filming, but she filmed anyway, so that's awesome. Anyway, here's what it looks like outside. So that was the trip on the tram. So we're come to the very end of the line, and you can see now everybody getting off here. Everybody getting off of the tram now. So we're going to find our next mode of transportation in Shenyang. If you ever come to China, do not cross the road like this guy. He almost didn't make it. It was crazy. So on to our next mode of transportation, and we're here at Liaoning. I know I've screwed that name up, but we're at a train station here in Shenyang to see what the underground is like for our next mode of transportation. So we are on the train now heading north with my wife. So Shenyang has 2 train lines, one that nationally runs from the north to the south, and the other one that runs from east to the west. And in terms of times, they operate from about 5 o'clock in the morning all the way till about just up to midnight. One thing I find awesome about the trains in Shenyang and in most of the trains in China is that for the unlike the London Underground, they have mobile phone connections. So despite the fact that our carriage is unusually quiet, usually you'll have people that are on the phones literally yelling at each other. Now the 2 carriages on the Shenyang Underground are massive, so there's probably about, I don't know, let's say 300 feet between me and the next carriage break. Similar to the ones in the UK, if you're familiar with the UK trams, there's that kind of elasticated bit in the middle, so the train is flexible when it's moving. So the next mode of transportation that we have is going by cab. It's probably my favorite by far because it's usually quite painless. We have something called DD Taxi, which is like the same equivalent of Uber over in the UK or in the US. And it's a straightforward, you literally pick where you want your cab to be, the cab driver shows up there. If you have a good ride, then it's 5 stars. I'm going to show you a bit of outside actually because we're driving off to dinner and I think you'll like the view. One other thing that you have to note as well is that there are red and sometimes turquoise colored cabs as well. They're absolutely fine to use, but the fact that they are pay by drive or basically by distance, if you're a foreigner especially, they are most likely going to rip you off. So you're probably better off with a DD Taxi as it's a fixed price and you won't get messed around with and they won't play with your wallet. So we're out of the cab and we're off to our final transportation mode in Shenyang, which is the bus. So the buses, there's over 200 different lines in Shenyang, which makes it a fantastic way to get around the city. Again, you need your multi-pass, and it's between 1 and 2 yuan when you actually go on the bus. Great way to see the city, great way to interact with the culture of China. Like buses across the world, it has TV screens inside there now, and you can hear multiple conversations on loud mobile phones. It also comes with a choice between air-conditioned and non-air-conditioned. Look for a small green sign on the side of the bus so you know which one's which. But this is by far the best way to get around Shenyang. Okay, so that's everything for our tour for the top ways to get around Shenyang. I want to thank you guys for joining us, and please like, share, and subscribe. And from both myself and Suri, say goodbye, Suri. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.